Hello again. Anybody seeking to understand why so many black people of African origin are entering Europe in the hope of gaining a foothold in our continent will have to look at what is happening in Africa if they wish to make sense of the situation. Some of us are in the habit mentally of dividing Africa up into nations which are doing pretty well and are civilized by British standards, places like Nigeria and Uganda, and then again other places like the Democratic Republic of Congo, which are coming perilously close to becoming failed states. This distinction is wholly artificial, and the longer that African countries govern themselves, the more that they have a tendency to slip into chaos, civil strife, and barbarism. Uganda is a case in point. Islamist rebels are making large parts of the country bandit territory, as we saw on Friday during an attack on a school in Uganda by fighters from the Islamic State based across the border in the Congo. The school was attacked and 20 pupils hacked to death with machetes and another 17 burned alive. Such savagery is not uncommon in Uganda now. It's the same in northern Nigeria, where Boko Haram, another Islamist group, are also in the habit of murdering children. A little further north, Sudan is slipping into chaos with a bitter civil war being fought, causing many people to flee the country. South Africa, too, is undergoing a slow motion collapse of civilization, heading for the abyss. These are countries which were once held up as examples of how Africans could run their own nations, and the idea that once freed of the yoke of colonialism, they would flourish. These places are full of oil, gold, diamonds, and rare minerals which are vital for our mobile telephones, and yet they are full of starvation and bloodshed. In desperation, those from African countries are now looking north, feeling that they will have a better chance of thriving in countries which are run by white Europeans and in their own countries run by black Africans. In other words, the people from Africa who are arriving in Europe are actually craving the care which they received from white administrations during the colonial era. They trust white people to care for them more than they do their own people. This is a sobering reflection and suggests that we abdicated our responsibilities by abandoning our African possessions in the 1950s and 60s.